Hello, this is Rich Posson. It's time for an update of the FTSE Nareit Real Estate REIT Index. And so we're looking at the REITs, not necessarily home pricing index, those kind of things. We're really looking at more of the commercial properties. And this is made as of July 20th, so this should be updated through June at least. Okay. Go back to the 1970s, significant bear market, down 66%. It was into a 9-year cycle bottom. Next 9-year cycle bottom really didn't accomplish much of anything. Then another 9-year cycle bottom, and the market was down 52.3%, or I should say the index was down. Next 9-year cycle worked a bit better. Typical 9-year cycle within some larger bull market. And then we can see a 71% decline into a bottom in 2009, and of course that relates to the financial crisis, the worst crisis since the 1930s, and interesting enough, that bottom was a 72-year cycle bottom, the most important bottom since the 1930s. Now, this isn't labeled correctly. This is really not a 72-year cycle top here. 72-year cycle top will occur for this index during the 2030s and for real estate in general. And when I anticipate still larger cycles than that, like a 216-year cycle. So basically, the super cycles are up for real estate, and more specifically for this particular index, and for the next 20 years or so. As we break it down to 9-year cycles, we can see some of them don't work that well, and it seems the market actually prefers the 18-year cycle over the 19-year cycle, and then of course the super cycles are quite important as well. At any rate, the trend is up out of 2009. It should rally into a 9-year cycle top due later this decade, and towards the end of this decade we'll have a recession, and that's probably going to knock this index back, which basically means real estate will get hit a little bit during the recession. But I'm only forecasting a standard recession that occurs every decade. I'm not forecasting a crash and burn economy. We're not going to see a financial crisis, and there have been some recessions, such as this one back here in the early 1980s. Some recessions really have not impacted the market at all. Really didn't impact the market at all here, because really the recession in the early 2000s was just that, the early 2000s, and real estate was actually rallying during that recession. So it doesn't have to line itself perfectly to a recession, but there's no question in my mind we will get some kind of a little bear market, at least a little pullback at that time, and then still higher during the 2020s. So for the moment, I'm bullish the real estate market for a few more years for this specific 9-year cycle. Thank you.